Favor, just belts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it. Favor, just touch all your seat belts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, good evening, Sigma Race fans. Come at you here live tonight from Phoenix, here in Arizona, for the Bridge to Cup, race number 19 here, the 2026 season. Championship is getting tight here, definitely with the chase around the corner, and these drivers are getting ready for the full Cinda Cup championship battle in roughly about 6 races left to go here, the regular season. Phoenix tonight should be a good treat of a race, as it's always unpredictable what's going to happen here at Phoenix. So we'll go ahead and start with your starting lineup here with the Sigma Bridge to Cup Prickly Pear 227 miles here at Phoenix. The track, since its revamp has it's grown a little bit. It's not exactly truly 1 mile. It's a mile and change. So 227 miles the distance here today for 210 laps. Snake Plissken and Krista Cower start on the front row here, followed by Sebastian Galloway Jr., who has surprisingly taken the points lead in this championship. He's faltered a little bit in the last race, but he's going to try to bounce back here tonight alongside Shy Turtle. You got Joey Johnson and Cannon Gage in the next row, Ralph Oberstadt and Billy Lovejoy, a duo there of Dale Earnhardt Sr. throwback cars. Then it is Santi Messi and Alex Sanvital. Sarah Taylor with Lefty Turner, Philip Perper and Alan Malcolm, Chase Kovacic and Jonah Burridge, followed by Tim Morse and Trevor Vaden, Timothy Buchanan and his team owner right alongside of him, Finley Herwig, Ryan White and Silent Amethyst, Kat Durham and Jeffrey Gerald, followed by Campbell Marsh and Ryan Little, Kyler Sestre and Andrew Moger, Adam Starr and Jack Davis, the NOS Energy duo there of Cam Jordan and Justin Daytu, Jason So with Davian West, and tail end of the field, Eli the Wolf in the 00 machine. Feels like it's been a while since we've had a race here. It's been kind of a break in the broadcasting, and tonight getting back into the action with Bridge to Cup here at Phoenix. 210 laps could go by in a blink here. Laps at this track go by pretty quickly, and the championship, of course, getting tighter at the top of the points board. Could get interesting here tonight. Some drivers trying to make up some points while they still can before the full Cinda Cup championship chase kicks into full drive. Sebastian Galloway Jr. still your points leader, although he lost a bit to Lefty Turner in the last race out. Not by much, though. Lefty Turner only gained 11 points, and, well, for Sebastian Galloway Jr., no wins this season, but he is looking to win the regular season. That would be a berth in the full Cinda Cup chase, regardless of your win bracket. And so he's got a very unique situation at hand to make that happen. Right there alongside Cannon Gage for 4th and 5th. Those two duking it out. Now this track, when they drop below the yellow line there on the dog leg, often causes some damage to these cars. We've seen it in the NR2003 simulations here through Sigma. And sometimes a driver might end up staying on pit road a lot longer than they would desire because of damage sustained right here on the front half of the track. It's obviously a bit of an advantage, and the drivers have, you know, the choice not to take it if they would like to try and save their car up. 210 laps today, though, should not be too daunting and too, you know, rough on these cars, but you never know. There might be some strange mechanical failures here tonight at Phoenix. Well, Krista Cower off to the early lead here with Shy Turtle in second, Snake Plissken in third. Cannon Gage in fourth, and Billy Lovejoy, your top five. Sebastian Galloway Jr. struggling a little bit here since the start, and he's fallen all the way back outside the top five to about eighth. Under attack for another spot there. Seems like he's having a hard time getting a feel for the car right out of the gates here tonight. But for him, really the guy that he's got his sights set on is the number one right ahead of him there. As long as he can minimize points lost to that one car, he can still keep leaving with the points lead each week. All he's got to do is beat that one car. But that might not be the case for too long when you've got other drivers that are showing up and winning, proving that they belong at the top of the leaderboard. Joey Johnson sits 39 points back, tied with Snake Plissken in fourth, also 39 points back. Cannon Gage, slowly but surely, starting to reel in the lead of the point standings. He's down to 80 points from your points leader. And with all these runs that he's been having lately, back-to-back wins, he's the only guy rolling into tonight with back-to-back wins this season, and looking for race win number 3 in consecutive fashion. So keep an eye on that number 2. Ever since getting the Ride the Dente scheme, he has not yet lost a race. So, but obviously that streak's on the line here tonight. He's running in fourth though, very, very solid, and having a good start to this evening at Phoenix. Meanwhile, Krista Cower, kind of the surprise one here tonight. She is deeper in the points than most of your title contenders. She sits 11th with one race win this season. That race win came on a short track, a little bit shorter than Phoenix here, when we ran at North Wilkesboro a couple months ago. And the only reason she ended up winning that race is because we had folks that pitted on the last couple laps, running low on fuel. I remember, for example, Ralph Oberstadt had the race lead and had to pit with just 2 laps to go. So yeah, riding a 2-race win streak for Cannon Gage at Indianapolis and Cleveland. Rolling into tonight at Phoenix, hoping for similar success. Shy Turtle running in second at the moment. He, surprisingly, has worked himself up into the top 10 in points, running 8th in the points with his 1 win this season. Ever since switching to Cadillac, it's been a game changer for that 99. Prior to that, he used to run the 00 car, barely muster a top 10. Since then, it seems like all he does is top 10. He's only had one finish worse than 7th, and that was a 26th at Evergreen Speedway last month. And yet again, rolling high here tonight at Phoenix. So yeah, we've got the Coke 600 tomorrow night. It's going to be the long one. for Sigma Cup. Some movement in the backfield here. It looks like the 95, Sebastian Galloway Jr. gets by the 1, and even the 3 in a position to start gaining some ground here. Ralph Oberstadt moving up. The 2 teammates ahead of that, that is the 82 and the 28, Joey Johnson and Billy Lovejoy. Then it is Alex Sanvital with a top 5 run. In your top 4, you could throw a blanket over them. They're all right there at the front, fighting for the top spot. Oh, and there we go. Battle for the lead brewing here. That is the number 99 of Shy Turtle, looking low, but he's going to stay behind the 98 of Krista Cower. And this seems to have kind of opened up the door for those behind your leaders here, trying to kind of slice and dice, find a room to pass at the front here. Now your top 6, top 7, you can almost throw under a blanket, as it's gotten really tight at the front of the field now. Santi Messi with the fastest lap in the race. Here we go, the 99's got a good run up on the high side. Is he going to be able to make a move on Krista Cower? Good run from Shy Turtle right there alongside the 98. She goes below the yellow line, and they're going to drag race down the backstretch. Also in the background there, Cannon Gage making a move on Snake Plissken. And there you go, the 99 tops the 98 here to take over the top spot. Shy Turtle to the lead here. I'm tongue twisted, dang. So now is when you start seeing, I think, the aggression pick up a little bit. Yeah, we're only 22 laps in, 188 laps to go, but the driver's not wasting any time making moves where they can make them here. Cannon Gage gets up to second in the number 2 machine, and he's got his sights set on the 99 of Shy Turtle ahead of him. So excited for our Coke 600 tomorrow night. We're going to have so many tribute schemes honoring the late, great Kyle Busch that are going to be unveiled tomorrow night in the Coke 600. But before we can get to run the Coke 600, we got to have the Mini Coke 100. And that'll be your sprint qualifier to help figure out who is all making the cut for Charlotte this year. Coke 600, 600 miles, 400 laps of honor and remembrance, as it always is when we have a NASCAR race or NASCAR style race at Charlotte. And for us, we will have a 43 car field. It's standard. We don't want to have too many more, so that makes it even more intricate as to those that are going to be fighting to make the main event today. Last year's Coke 600, the mini Coke 100, was definitely a thriller. There we go. Eli the Wolf is now going a lap down here tonight for the first time. Eli lap down counter. We're going to keep another, might as well have a little ticker or something to kind of keep track of how many laps he goes down each week. It's weird. But it might open the door here for Cannon Gage right there on the back bumper of Shy Turtle. The lead is in jeopardy. Whoa, 3 wide with the lap car there. That's going to bring Snake Plissken on the inside of Krista Cower, looking for 3rd place. He gets 3rd from Krista as she falls back to 4th. Good, hard racing early on here tonight in Phoenix. No cautions through the first 30 laps here today. Cannon Gage makes a dive down the dog leg. Swapped leads once already here tonight. Could we see another lead change before pit stops? 3 wide in the middle with lap traffic on the high side. Here comes Ralph Overstat advancing on the 95. They get a little bit loose. They're still fighting. And that 00 trying to drive around the outside here. They get by Eli the Wolf, but that could have been dicey. And worst case scenario there for Sebastian Galloway Jr. is he loses a spot in the transition there. And not a whole lot of change up at the front here. Oh, there we go. Good run by Cannon Gage to the high side here. High, wide, and handsome. That number 2 machine looking to try and take the lead away from our resident Canadian. Whoa, a little bit of a side bump there to his right rear bumper. Cannon Gage on the attack. They drag race down the backstretch. The 2 has the advantage. He's going to dive into turn 3 and close the door. Has to slide back up the track a little bit, but coming off turn 4, new race leader, Cannon Gage, looking for race win 3 in a row. He's already had 3 wins this season, but he would be looking for race win number 4 on a 3-peat here tonight if he could get the job done. Shy Turtle looking for race win number 2. Krista Cower looking for race win number 2. And Snake Plissken looking for race win number 4. We do have 1 driver this season at 4 wins. That is the 82 of Joey Johnson, who sits 3rd in the points, 39 points back. But a couple drivers that are chomping at the bit to get race win number 4, such as the likes of Snake Plissken and Cannon Gage. Now Cannon Gage starting to build a steady gap here over the 98 of Krista Cower, who is just getting by Shy Turtle for 2nd position. Well, 40 laps in, 170 laps to go. Cannon Gage building a nice lead over the rest of the field. Let us go ahead and do a through the field here tonight, starting, of course, with the top spot of Cannon Gage. Go back here. Second place belongs to the 98 of Krista Cower. She spent a good chunk of the time here tonight leading, and she's fallen back to second. Next in line, it's going to be Shy Turtle in the 99 Cadillac for KBM, Porting Brothers Motorsports. He is under attack right now by the 81 of Snake Liskin. You got Alex Samvital, that is your top 5, followed by Billy Lovejoy, Sebastian Galloway Jr., Joey Johnson, and Ralph Oberstadt with your number 1 of Lefty Turner running in 10th place. Santi Messi has worked his way up to 11, followed by Philip Purpura, Alan Malcolm, Chase Kovacic, Jonah Burridge, Trevor Vaden and Sarah Taylor, followed by Finley Herwig and Kyler Sestre trying to get around him here. That is 18th and 19th. And it is Timothy Buchanan, top 20. Behind that, you have the Canadian, also another Canadian in the field, Jeffrey Gerald, Brian Little, Kat Durham, and Ryan White, followed by Andrew Moger, Silent Amethyst, Tim Morse, Adam Starr, Cam Jordan, Jack Davis, and Campbell Marsh. The Bucky's Dodge Charger for Al Bunch Incorporated. And it is Jason So, Davian West, Justin Day 2, and of course Eli the Wolf, tail into the field here. But is anyone going to be able to beat the likes of Cannon Gage, who has been on a hot streak as of late? Steady lead and building on it. He'll be blowing them out of the water if there is no cautions here tonight. Of course, pit stops, green flag pit stops could definitely factor in here tonight if we don't get any cautions. Go ahead and take a glance at the pit report here and see how many laps it'll take on a fuel run. 95 laps, so definitely a 2-stopper here today at Phoenix. 2 stops will get you enough fuel to the finish. But Cannon Gage riding the Dente. We've got to look back a couple years here in Bridge to Cup to figure out if there's been very many three-peats. It's happened. If we go all the way back to where it all started, back in 2022, back when it was known as the Sylvania Busch Light Series, before it became the Bridge to Cup. Sylvania Busch Light Series, which is this series, just for correlation, we did have Al Bunch win 4 straight at the end of the year. How fitting is that, kind of a common trend there. He was in a Dodge at that time for Al Bunch Incorporated. Cannon Gage in his own team, racing for Cannon Gage Motorsports. Kind of uncanny comparisons there between Al Bunch and Cannon Gage. Also fitting that Cannon Gage is going to be making his Cup debut tomorrow night with Al Bunch Incorporated. So those connections continue to grow stronger and stronger. That was the only one in 2022 that went past 3 wins in a row. Had a couple back-to-back winners, two peats basically. But for Al Bunch, winning the last 4 races of the inaugural series. Pretty dang impressive. If we jump ahead to 2023, the Sylvania Busch Light Series. This year was a very interesting year as well, but far more parity. Did not have any back-to-back winners at all that year. Al Bunch did not keep his win streak alive to 5, stretching from 22 to 2023. He didn't finish the first race of the next season at the top, but then came back the next week at Texas to win again anyways. So could have been 6 in a row for Al Bunch had he won at Fontana, the opener of the series back then in 2023. Skip ahead a little bit further. 2024, the first season under the banner of Bridge to Cup. And we had some very interesting casts, definitely a unique cast of characters that year. Atlee Weiss ended up doing a three-peat, 3 in a row. So Atlee Weiss and Al Bunch both have the honors in Bridge to Cup, having at least 3 in a row or more wins on a stretch of the calendar. Also that year, Dave Steele Jr. had a 3 in a row in the Bridge to Cup series in 2024. And that's about where that trend ended for 2024. And then just last year, rewind, Bridge to Cup 2025. And yet the trend started to kind of fall apart again. We had a couple twofers, back-to-back winners, but no 3 in a row drivers that season. So seems to be functionally on an even numbered year, 2022, 2024. And if Cannon Gage gets the win here tonight, 2026 will have another three-peat winner. Oh, that's, I wonder if I can do a poll. Start a poll. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, it's not crashed. I am at the moment creating a poll for us to play with here. If I can make my, there we go, start poll. Well, if you vote and you're listening to this, go ahead and tell me which one you voted for, because I don't have a clue. I can't see who's voted for what. So go ahead and if you voted, whoever voted now, 6 to 9, go ahead and speak up and let me know who voted 6 to 9. Okay. Well, Cannon Gage is catching up to the very tail end of the field now, and this could get interesting. He's already built up a sizable advantage over second place, 4.7 second lead. No cautions here tonight is helping his case significantly, as it has not restacked up the field. This 2 of Cannon Gage is looking tough to beat. Whoever voted 10, go ahead and speak up in the chat so I know who voted 10. 10 plus for Eli the Wolf. That's brutal. So Cannon Gage himself trying to rewrite a trend that we've seen so many times in the last last basically 4 years of this series' existence. It's happened thrice where we've had a driver with a three-peat. How crazy would that be to have the triple dipper and win 3 in a row? I mean, man, I wish I had a Chili's closer by. I have to drive 2.5 hours to the nearest Chili's. It's kind of a bummer. But it's well worth the drive, and especially when I go that way, Chili's is on my radar each time. So, believe it or not, fun fact, believe me when I say this, there are 49 states with a Chili's. There is one state, only one state. Anyone in the comments want to guess as to which state does not have a Chili's? I guarantee you that is the most depressing state to live in, while kind of contrary to maybe popular belief, it may not be that depressing of a state, but they do have the main city is kind of metro, I mean, obviously I have one in Washington, so I'll say the equivalent of Seattle to this country or this state is sometimes out there. Nope, Alaska is not it. Alaska does have a Chili's. Alaska, believe it or not, I'll give you another freebie. Hawaii has a Chili's. New York has a Chili's too. New Mexico does have a Chili's. Apparently, or if it's closed down recently, not sure. But the one state I know of that does not have a Chili's. Hopefully no one's Googling this, because I'd found this out one way or another. And it used to be, they used to have one in the state. It's right next door to me, where I live here. That narrows it way down, because if you know where I live, then obviously next door to me, you'll know one of 2 states, since I live next to the ocean. Correct, Oregon. Portland was kind of the main city I was trying to reference to Seattle. Oregon used to have a Chili's and it shut down. There was a Chili's in Portland at one time, but they no longer have a Chili's, and they are the only state in the Continental 50 that does not have a Chili's. Imagine that. At least I've got one. We only have one Chili's in Washington, and that is in Spokane. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up PTSD over Portland. Definitely a touchy subject with Sebastian on So yeah, if you're talking about secondary schemes in most of our series, we do allow for secondary schemes. It's more inclined up to the Cup Series where we kind of have a larger paint scheme database. But if you have a couple ideas, we usually allow multiple paint schemes in the series. Yes. Not typically in ARCA. Usually ARCA we kind of limit to one paint scheme per driver. Trucks we kind of let loose and let people get creative and have a couple different paint schemes. Bridge to Cup here, typically one paint scheme in Bridge to Cup, but we've had a couple drivers with additional paint schemes added on throughout the season. Especially the number 2 here of Cannon Gage, who's getting rough and tumble with the 29 there of Tim Morse. Gives him a bump, trying to get through the lap traffic here. A hip check from the number 2. We're working towards green flag pit stops here tonight. 3 wide with lap traffic ahead, you can see in the distance. And that's all Cannon Gage sees in his front view mirror, front view windshield, is a whole bunch of 3 wide and nowhere to go. Because of this lap traffic, he is now allowing the likes of Chris DeCower to close back in on him. 76 laps in, and you can see second and on starting to close back in on your race lead. He's only been able to get around 3 of the lap cars so far. Now gonna get back around the 00. Shy Turtle once again. That's cool. There's a lot of lore, a lot of NR2003 leaks that I don't know a whole lot about. I remember when I got into this, Carsland Cup Series was a thing. It was run by Zach Armstrong, a pillar of the NR2003 community growing up on my end. Some folks may not even know of the Carsland Cup Series anymore. It's kind of gone under. Zach's gone on to do some other things with his YouTube channel and whatnot. But it's always amazing to find out about all the different leagues, series. It's kind of an ever-growing world with this NR2003 community. Well, Cannon Gage has led a long, long run here. Second place is the 98 of Krista Cower. Third place, Nate Pliskin. Fourth place, Shy Turtle. Fifth place, Alex Sanvital. Sixth, Billy Lovejoy. Seventh, Ralph Overstat. Eighth place, Joey Johnson. Ninth place, Lefty Turner. 10th, Philip Purpura. And 11th, Santi Messi. Then you got Alan Malcolm, Jonah Burge, Chase Kovacic, Trevor Vaden, and Kyler Sustre. For whatever reason, Sebastian Galloway Jr. is missing. Sarah Taylor, there's Sebastian. He pitted. He took his pit stop already, it looks like. So 34th, made the undercut. So early pit stop for Sebastian Galloway Jr. coming in before everyone else did. So for him, he wasn't going to wait till lap 85 to 90. The rest of your leaders should be making the decision here shortly to make pit stops, but we'll see. So supreme undercut from Sebastian Galloway Jr. pulling out the The high IQ pit strategy call here today. No cautions. And we've got green flag pit stops on the track. Cannon Gage drops from the lead here, make his pit stop, and it looks like Snake Plissken is going to inherit the lead in the transition of things here. Actually, inheriting the lead is Krista Cower in the 98. Next up, the 41 pit, and a whole slew of them following right behind. Welcome in, folks. You have not missed much yet. It's been a long green flag run to start the race. Your leaders have caught up to the tail end of the field, putting multiple drivers' laps down here in Phoenix. Green flag pit stops happening right now. Your leader is Krista Cower, who's stretching it as long as she can. 90 laps is kind of the max window here for pit stops, and she's going to stretch it as far as she can. Quite a wild start to tonight's race. A lot of strategy unfolding already. We typically don't see very many long green flag runs such as this. Bridge to Cup has been kind of hit and miss on green flag runs lately, but tonight we're getting treated to a long one. So these drivers decided to pit early. We might see the 95 Sebastian Galloway Jr. front to the top. And I do know I have an alternate scheme for Sebastian in the works. That fell by the wayside, and I'll get it done here soon. It's an EA Sports paint scheme. And it's just, with Kyle Busch passing, I've been laser focused on doing tribute schemes for Kyle Busch the last several weeks here. Well, it's only been a week now, but the last week, been hard at work, last 2 weeks, on trying to make a bunch of those tribute schemes. He's been gone at least 20 days now, and I think I've made 10 tribute schemes in that 10-day window. Well, it looks like Cannon Gage should cycle back around to your race lead here. And this is what I was telling you about the extension of pit road. These drivers are staying on pit road a lot longer because of damage that they get on the dog leg. This is relatively normal here at Phoenix. It's a tough break for those that have to stay on a little bit longer and waste their... oh, wow. Cannon Gage is 5th, tail into the lead lap, so he had to stay out as long as he could on pit road. Your race leader is right behind him, about to put him a lap down. The 99 of Shy Turtle, followed by the 41 of Alex Samvital, and the 40 of Jonah Burridge, a very distant 3rd. Just some of the strategies. I mean, yeah, you're going to have to stay on pit road, get some of those damages fixed. So, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of mix-up here. So 95, Sebastian Galloway Jr. running in 7th. All these cars that are trapped a lap down at the moment, they're going to be hoping desperately for a late race caution here tonight to get reshuffled back into the mix. But at the moment, it's Shy Turtle leading the race and about to put one of your top leaders a lap down in the number 2 of Cannon Gage. Whoa, it gets right into Tim Morse there. 3 wide with lap traffic on both sides of the 99. So yeah, this is probably the strangest strategies you'll see unfold in a Sigma Bridge to Cup race because of the damage model in the game. Cars going on the dog leg, causing the car some damage, staying on pit road a little bit longer than they need to. Kind of messes up the race itself, but you know, rest assured, this leader could have that same problem. It could all even itself out by the end of the night. So in other words, it was obviously Cannon Gage's turn to spend a longer time on pit road, but next time it could be the 99 of Shy Turtle having to be forced to stay on pit road longer, and the shakeup will continue throughout. But in other words, the only way I can explain this stretch of the race right now is discombobulated. You only have 4 cars on the lead lap. 5th on back is trapped 1 lap down because of the lengthy pit stop for damage repairs. And a whole lot of cars trapped 2, 4, and even 5 laps down throughout the field. It won't really make sense until we go another long green flag run here, or potentially get a caution, and then you'll get the wave rounds and everyone will be back on the lead lap anyways. So but of course, Shy Turtle gets to reap the benefits of the very uncanny race craft that we have going on here tonight. Lead swap as 41 of Alex Sanvital looking to take the lead away from the 99. Only 2 cars within the lead group here fighting for the top spot. Cannon Gage had the fastest lap in the race here tonight. And it's crazy that he's in 4th place, about to go a lap down. Shy Turtle back to the top spot, getting around Alex Sanvital again. kind of hard to go through the field here because so much is scattered here tonight after that round of green flag pit stops. Right there pictured is the 15 of Silent Amethyst. She's 33rd, multiple laps down, followed by Cannon Gage, who is on the lead lap just barely, running in 4th. Ryan White, 19th, about to go a 2nd lap down here. Shy Turtle, your race leader, followed by Alex Samvital in 2nd. Tim Morse, 34th, multiple laps down, followed by Eli the Wolf, also multiple laps down in 35th. Ryan Little laps down in 20th. Jeffrey Gerald in 21st. Justin Day 2 in 22nd. Timothy Buchanan in 23rd. Philip Purpura 1 lap down in 5th. Ralph Oberstadt 6th place, 1 lap down. Andrew Moger multiple laps down in 24th. Jack Davis in 25th. Finlay Herwig in 26th. Santi Messi 1 lap down in 7th. Kat Durham multiple laps down in 27th. 28th is Davian West. 29th, Cam Jordan. 30th, Campbell Marsh. And you have 8th place, Billy Lovejoy, 1 lap down, followed by Campbell Marsh, 30th, multiple laps down. Sebastian Galloway Jr. 9th, 1 lap down, followed by Lefty Turner in 10th place. Joey Johnson and Snake Plissken, that is 12th. Adam Starr, 31st, multiple laps down. Jason So, 32nd. Krista Cower, 13th, 1 lap down, followed by Jonah Burge, who is on the lead lap running in 3rd, separated by the entire field right now. Kovacic, 14th, 1 lap down. Alan Malcolm, 15th, 1 lap down. Kyler Sestre, 16th. Trevor Vaden, 17th. And Sarah Taylor, 18th. Back to the front of the field again here. So what I am going to do, because this is very unusual circumstances, we don't typically have races like this here. Honestly, we'll have to wait until the next round of green flag pit stops happen to see who else has to stay on pit road longer for damage repairs. Looks like majority of the people have voted in the fan vote. Well, the stream vote. You all think that Eli the Wolf is going to finish 10 plus laps down. At the moment, the 00 is 5 laps, so halfway there through just a little bit over halfway of the race. Very trending in the right direction for those of you that voted 10 plus. Next round of green flag pit stops is more than likely going to follow around lap 70. So still another 60 some laps before the window really opens up, and we'll see what happens. In 3 cars on the lead lap is actually pretty insane here. Shy Turtle looking to put Cannon Gauge a lap down here. Cannon Gauge goes below the dog leg. 99 on the high side, looking to make a move. Cannon Gauge is defending right now, keeping the lead lap for as long as he can. Cannon Gauge holding off here, keeping the 99 behind him, but here comes Shy Turtle with the charge to the low side. Still no cautions here tonight, 123 laps in, no stoppage. This thing is going to be going all night long, perhaps, without a caution if we keep it rolling like this. 87 laps to go. That window starts to open up now for the final pit stops if people want to make the Super Ultra undercut work here late in the race. Quite honestly, an undercut would not be the end of the world since we have not seen any cautions. These drivers would be definitely willing to take that gamble. Going again on the number 2 of Cannon Gauge. Gauge is going to defend the number 99 from attacking. For Cannon Gauge, all he is hoping for is a caution at the moment to help get him back waved around to the tail end of the field so he's not at risk of going a lap down. The longer this run goes, the worse it could get for the number 2 in the long run here. Cannon Gauge just wants to see a yellow flag to get stacked back up. As of right now, Eli the Wolf 5 laps down. Seems like the rest of the field is kind of plateaued a little bit. anyone vote 4 to 5? No, no one voted 4 to 5. We'll go ahead and close that vote in the poll. So we'll see who made what choice. Majority of the votes went to 10 plus. One person picked 6 to 9. And we know for a fact that the one person that picked 6 to 9, that would be Sebastian Galloway Jr. here in chat. So he's almost in that window already. He predicted 8 as his grand prediction. He's still going to win within the 6 to 9 range, but was going out on calling his shot for 8 laps. All 8 laps down. 80 laps to go. Still a lot of racing here tonight in Phoenix. We're going to let them naturally get their next round of green flag pit stops in, and then we're going to probably end up throwing a competition caution to get them stacked back up. Give drivers their laps back, wave them around, and let them fight for one more shot to win the race here tonight. .39 laps away from those windows opening up for green flag pit stops once again here tonight. Of course, this season, also the tribute season to Greg Biffle, the late great Greg Biffle, we lost back in December. As you've seen all of the broadcasts featuring racing in memory of the Biff. Hashtag be like Biff. I've heard Rowdy, you know, some folks have given the I guess the quote, race like Rowdy and be like Biff, do it for Dale. We're gonna run out of quotes before long if, you know, it's hard, you know, losing so many big names here in the last year, whether it be NASCAR drivers, celebrities, athletes, musicians, whatever it, you know, might be. It's just been a wild stretch of life here, and it's been grueling and unforgiving. We've seen a lot of healthy folks disappear here in the last year, and it's sad. It's really hard to grasp at the end of the day, but you know, the best we can do is hold them high in our spirits, you know, in our memories, and honor them the best way possible and keep their spirit alive. It's the best way to do it. Definitely digging all the Kyle Busch tributes and stuff that I've seen over the last couple weeks here. And tomorrow is going to be an absolute treat. For those that are still grieving, it may never truly heal. It's not, you know, normal. It's not to be expected. You know, you got your favorite driver who was supposed to show up to the grid last week at Nashville and never did. So I get it. It's got to be the toughest thing as a fan. I was impartial to Kyle Busch, but I definitely respected him and his ability to race a race car. Even when the next-gen car came out and he struggled and was still getting it figured out, man, in the last couple weeks he was getting top 5s, he was getting top 10s, doing ads on Instagram for Cheddar's, you know, top 10, you know, get a sweet deal at Cheddar's. And yeah, no, he was getting it figured out again, I think. And that's, you know, the big deal was he was on the upward swing from his downhill slalom, especially going out on top, winning in the truck race that last week at Dover there. Definitely makes you approach watching each and every race a little differently, not knowing, if it might be the last one, you know, for a favorite driver, you know, a certain, even a loved one that's near and dear, maybe watching the races with you. Just like my family friend, our family friend Calvin, who passed away the night after we watched the last race at Kentucky. NASCAR don't return to Kentucky anymore, and we got to watch the last one that they hosted there. And it was Kurt and Kyle Busch duking it out for the race win. Kurt Busch ended up taking that race win at Kentucky. It was so awesome. But sadly, we lost Calvin the very next day, so. Honestly, I feel like Jesse Love would be a better fit. Austin Hill, while he's proven himself in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, I don't know if he's ready for Cup. I don't think Jesse Love is ready for Cup either. But Austin Hill could be an interim fix, I feel like, to maybe opening the door for Jesse Love to move up full-time. Austin Hill might be a third car entry for Richard Childress, and he would probably be the first one out when Cletus, if Cletus makes it up to the Cup Series. That's just my 2 cents on that. A little bit bummed. This week at Tri-City Raceway, we are going to do the Greg Biffle Memorial, and there's not going to be a Cletus McFarland showing up to run that race. Ah, okay. Interesting. Well, you know, greener grass on the other side, I'm sure. And I remember seeing something too. Jesse Love is not obligated to run in the Cup Series with the number 33 charter because of the sponsors and stuff did not. I think because he's not old enough. So like the tobacco sponsors and stuff, he's not actually allowed to race that car. I just wish that Austin Hill was more likable. I'm not trying to diss on the guy, but he has not done much to save his rep. He's definitely ruffled some feathers in the wrong way. So I wonder why. It might have been something to do with Celsius or another brand or another sponsor that it conflicted with the tobacco sponsors of Zone and 3Chi. Maybe I was dreaming something up too. I don't know. Fair. I would argue that Harvick has teetered between being liked and disliked his whole career, but yeah, you're right. And more so, I feel like me as a Harvick fan growing up, I liked him as a race car driver. I don't like him near as much as a commentator after the fact. It's definitely changed his persona altogether after retiring. A little bit too opinionated for my liking. Well, new race leader again now, switching it over to Alex Sanvital over the 99 of Shy Turtle. They both put the number 2 of Cannon Gage a lap down. Leaves us with 3 cars on the lead lap. Ralph Oberstadt running in 5th at the moment. Philip Purpura in 6th. Santi Messi in 7th. Billy Lovejoy in 8th. Joey Johnson, Snake Plissken, Lefty Turner. And it looks like the 95 made his pit stop again. Nope, not quite. He just falls back to 12th here on the long run. Those old tires are getting eaten up here as he stays out longer past his preferred lap window here. I still can't unsee it. Someone made a meme about Austin Hill being personification of Bobby Hill, and that's exactly it. He's Bobby Hill through and through. God dang it, Bobby. Well, we are down to 59 laps left to go here tonight. Last round of green flag pit stops are lingering around the corner. No cautions is amazing here that we've gone caution free all night long. This last round of pit stops is definitely going to be a game changer. We'll throw a caution to get things stacked back up here tonight. It has gotten way too stretched out, way too spread out. We'll give the wave round to everyone that's 2 laps down or less. So after tonight's Bridge to Cup broadcast, I'm going to try to jump on over to Twitch and do the Mini Coke 100 so that we can get our field lined up for tomorrow night's Coke 600. Still about 15 laps short of the full pit cycle coming through. Still up front leading is the 41 of Alex Sanvital, followed by the 99 of Shy Turtle there. 2 of Ken Gage back on the lead lap as he got by both the 99 and the 41 here. Well, dang, 50 laps to go. No cautions. Phoenix has been green flag all night long. Ken Gage, fastest lap in the race, and he's led nearly the most laps. If you look at lap leaders here tonight, 19 laps led by Alex Sanvital, 64 laps led by Shy Turtle, and Ken Gage came up just a little bit short there with 51 laps led here tonight. Looks like Sebastian Galloway Jr. down pit road right now. Some takers early on here. That'll be the last pit stop here tonight for anyone taking a pit stop from here on out. Oh, there you go. Your leaders pitting now, the 41 and the 99. Shy Turtle and Alex Sanvital. We're going to keep the camera rolling on them to see how long it takes for them to get through their pit stop. We saw Sebastian Galloway Jr. get through his pit stop pretty rapidly here. Last pit stop of the night. And here we go, the 41 and the 99 on pit road getting their services done now. Four tires for both of them. 41's gonna get his left sides changed. They're gonna hold him on pit road a little longer. This could ultimately change the whole dynamic of this race. Both him and Shy Turtle having to spend some extra time on pit road. Here comes the number 2 of Cannon Gage, who had the race lead earlier tonight. They're still on pit road while Cannon Gage is getting his right side swapped. They're going to go for his left sides, get those swapped. Sebastian Galloway Jr. was the quickest in and out that I saw for pit stops here today. 2 of Cannon Gage is going to spend some extra time, and he gets out faster. He's going to be in the lead group there. That's probably a battle for the race win between those 3 right there, the 41, the 99, and the 2. Unless he is still considered a lap down, but he might have made up the difference here. We will let them cycle through their pit stops here before throwing a comp caution to get things stacked back up here tonight. 5th. 6th, 7th. Maybe we won't throw comp caution. It looks like everyone's kind of shaking back out where they should be in the mix for the race win. And it's going to be Shy Turtle leading. No, it's going to be the 41 of Alex Sanvital leading over them right now. 2nd place now. Who is the last car not to pit? The 98 of Krista Cower. And she's on pit road now, so this should cycle back to your lead with the 41 of Alex Sanvital. Wow, what a weird race. We had people trapped laps down, and they've recycled back into the lead lap, fighting for the race win. Alex Sanvital leads, followed by Shy Turtle, Cannon Gage, and even the 3 of Ralph Oberstadt there running in 4th. We're going to still throw comp caution, though, to get these guys stacked back up, give them a chance to fight for it here tonight. "41 laps to go." Alrighty, the lights are off on the pace car. We'll get doubled up for the restart here with about 38 laps to go. Your race leader, it is Alex Savital, followed by the 99 of Shy Turtle, the 2 of Cannon Gage, and the 3 of Ralph Oberstadt. 31, Philip Pear rounds out your top 5, followed by Santi Messi, Snake Plissken, Lefty Turner, Joey Johnson, Billy Lovejoy, and Sebastian Galloway Jr. That's your top 11. Sarah Taylor, Jonah Burridge, and Chase Kovacic round out the field here. This could be a jump start scenario. The 99 jumps the start here. The inside line does not follow proper procedure here. What in the world, man? I hate when that happens. Come on. Seriously? And it's going to black flag the 99. Yeah, we're going to throw yellow. You all, only one black flag. I guess we have to hit the shuffle button here. So to try and make things right here, I'm going to be sending drivers to the end that didn't really fit in the front of the field here, trying to get people back to where they belong. Really don't know any other way to do this, but drivers that gained an unfair advantage are going to be the ones getting docked here. What a circus, what a clown show here going on at Phoenix. So basically what this is going to do is put the slower cars at the back, which should be safer for your leaders because we won't get a restart with slow cars holding up the front of the field here. What this really shakes up looks like is going to it's going to leave Ralph Oberstadt with the race lead over the 28 of Billy Lovejoy, followed by Shy Turtle, Chris DeCower. These are all drivers that have been up here fighting for the win. We will wave the 00 around so that he's not in the way during the restart here. 41's been up here fighting for it. Philip Pear in the 31's been up here. Cannon Gage. Hopefully everyone feels that this was fair and just means of officiating to get things lined up and started here for the likely last restarts, hopefully. 99s, oh yeah, that's right, the 99 served a black flag penalty and now he gets dropped all the way to the back. So we'll go ahead and give him his lap back once the restart happens here. He'll be back on the lead lap, but here will be your front field here for the restart. Ralph Oberstadt nailed a fast lap on that restart. Here we go, clean side by side. This is the way it was supposed to be on the last restart. We will get back to racing. There we go. Side by side, they come down the front stretch. 32 laps left to go here tonight at Phoenix. Billy Lovejoy in the mix. He was in a position to fight for the win last week at Cleveland. Led some laps and ended up getting bested by the number 2 of Cannon. Well, we have a car slamming into the pit wall there. That is 65 of Cam Jordan. I think we're going to stay green, though. No caution. Here comes Cannon Gage making some moves up to the front, up to third now. And now the lap traffic is going to intermingle with your lead group here. This could be problematic. 3 wide with the race leaders here. Cannon Gage makes the move, trying to get around third place, Alex Samital. Billy Lovejoy at the front leading the race right now. Also making some moves, I can see the 95, Sebastian Galloway Jr. cruising upwards here, up to 7th, right behind the 68 of Finley Herwig in 6th. Next week is going to be hometown mayhem for Finley Herwig as we go to Brands Hatch for the British Speed Fest. He is going to be contending in all 4 events at Brands Hatch next week, and it should be a treat for the hometown hero there. Now your leaders dealing with the lap traffic here. Billy Lovejoy, your race leader. Looking on the inside, that is Ralph Oberstadt trying to take the lead away. Both drivers in the top 2 right now without a win this season. Ralph Oberstadt full send ahead, going for the race lead. Drives down below the dog leg. They're going to drag race through turn 1 here. 3's got the inside line, the 41 right behind him. 28's going to take it on the high side. How fitting that we have the 2 Dale Earnhardt tribute cars running 1-2 right now at the end of the night. 25 laps left to go. Also in the mix, you still see that number 2 machine of Cannon Gage, who could still get up here and fight for the win. Here goes the 3 of Ralph. Onto the high side, using the 35 as a bit of a drafting partner. Whoa, and he slides down, but the door was not open. The 28 blocks that advance. Here comes Cannon Gage from absolutely nowhere at the, well, not necessarily nowhere, but just out of all of a sudden right there in the mix for the race lead once again. Ralph Oberstadt takes over the lead as the 28 falls to 2nd and at risk of falling to 3rd. Alex Samital on the high side here. The 28 falls backwards. 23 laps left to go. Ralph Oberstadt with the fastest lap and the race lead now. The double whammy. And still not able to get around the lap traffic here. It seems like the 35 Cat Durham kind of a rolling roadblock at the moment. but it's not slowing them up too badly. They're still able to kind of work around him and work with him here without losing too much speed. Ralph leads with 22 laps to go. Your top three, all drivers with 0 wins this year. Alex Sanvital looking for race win number 1. Billy Lovejoy and Ralph Oberstadt seeking their first win this season. .41 goes way high. He's going to try to run that outside line. 3 gets in on the inside of Cat Durham here. That's going to allow for Ralph Oberstadt to kind of get a little bit of a cushion here over the 41. 19 laps to go at the line. For Cannon Gage, it might be a night of what ifs. What if he could have got 3 in a row here tonight? What if? Strategy, it fell in his favor. Some other drivers, what if things happen differently here tonight? Would they be in a position to fight for the win instead of fighting for 15? 18 laps to go. And out of nowhere, Ralph Oberstadt stole the show here on this last restart. Track position is huge. It's also been proven tonight that speed means a little something as well, not just track position 100% of the way. We've seen the speed. Cannon Gage drove away from the lead and built such a cushion that he was out there leading laps with no one in his rear view mirror. Can Ralph Oberstadt pull off the same trick here that Cannon Gage did at the beginning of the race? Doesn't look like much for lap traffic to deal with. Maybe a little bit before the end of the race, but they're running about identical laps to your race leader, so very likely that will not be a factor. $15 laps left to go here at Phoenix. These are some of the drivers you're going to see in the Mini Coke 100 trying to get into the Coke 600 tomorrow night. A lot of Bridge to Cup stars vying for 10 spots to make the main event in the Coke 600 tomorrow night. $15 laps to go. Ralph's got a nice, neat cushion over your second place driver, Alex Sanvital. And for Ralph, he's going to start catching these 2 slower cars before too long here, but I think he's going to be just fine. Sanvital, Lovejoy, Gage with another top 5 run, Krista Cower, Joey Johnson, Finley Herwig, and Sebastian Galloway Jr., followed by Snake Plissken, Jonah Burridge. Wow, Shy Turtle went another lap down here. It has just not been his night after things went totally wrong. Led a lot of laps, but went sideways pretty quickly. Wow, Ralph is building up quite the lead now. He's up to nearly 2-second advantage over Alex Sanvital. The only thing he does not want to see is a late race caution to stack it all back up. Well, it's been a long time coming for Ralph Overstat here in the Bridge to Cup Series. He almost had a win at North Wilkesboro before he had to make a last lap pit stop from the lead and had a race stolen from him right then and there. He's been trying so hard, almost too hard, to get this car to victory lane that it's been taxing on the team, been taxing on the driver to overdo it and put himself in situations that he probably wishes he had not been. But this 3, they are an ever vigilant team. They keep fighting, they keep building, and they're still going to be in the mix for a title, even if they didn't win the race here today. They will secure themselves a spot in the full Cinda Cup chase with a win. I am not going to jinx nobody. We got 8 laps to go, and Ralph Overstat is leading this race. Hopefully it's not a meme like Brad Keselowski won that race and he didn't. But that ain't going to be the case here tonight. We ain't going to have none of those Brad Keselowski is the winner of this race fiasco, because I ain't jinxing it. Fastest lap, and he's led for the last stint here tonight. 21 laps so far over Sam Vital's 28. 8 laps by Lovejoy, 51 by Cannon Gage, 27 by Krista Cower. And how about that? Shy Turtle had 65 laps led here today, all for naught. Yeah, no, Ralph Overstat doing exactly the same thing. Oh, we got a blown engine. Ooh, and they're going to be racing right into his... the flag man is sitting on his flag. He is not going to throw the yellow very readily. There is oil down on the bottom of the track, but they're going to keep the green on. Only drama we've seen here tonight, a mechanical failure at the end of this one. And now, of course, that's going to make it so Ralph Overstat has to deal with that lap traffic, which he was hoping desperately that he did not have to. And the 8 of Campbell Marsh makes it back to pit road. His ailment here tonight was a camshaft failure. Well, now, Alex Sanvital closing that gap in on Ralph Overstat, dealing with the lap traffic. It is back down to 2 seconds with 3 laps to go. It'll be a Hail Mary by the 41 if he can get up there and make a pass for the race win. We have green-white checkers enabled in case we need it here tonight. We're hoping this thing stays green to the finish. Deficit now down to 1.84 seconds with 2 laps left to go. Definitely the shot in the arm this number 3 team needed. Driver was ready to jump ship when things weren't looking right, and sticking it out. The true American grit there from the number 3 team, and they have proven they're a worthy adversary. Only a couple laps left to go. His advantage now back up to 2.07 seconds. As long as there is no caution on track, he'll be happier to see this white flag waving in the air. 1 more lap to go here tonight. It's an official race. Ralph Overstat on lead, last lap here tonight in Phoenix. He's going to come around turns 2 onto the backstretch with lap traffic ahead of him, but no sweat. Number 3 car rolling easy. He's going to secure race win number 1 in the Bridge to Cup Series Ralph Oberstadt is your winner here tonight in Phoenix. Second place is Alex Sanvital. Third, Billy Lovejoy. Fourth place, Cannon Gage. Fifth place belongs to Krista Cower, Snake Plissken, Joey Johnson, Finley Herwig, and Sebastian Galloway Jr. with a 9th. 10th place, rounding out there, is Jonah Burridge in the number 40 machine. That's going to be a feel-good win here tonight. Ralph Oberstadt securing his first win and putting his name in the hat for the Full Cinda Cup Championship chase. Look forward to what the chase has in store for us this year, as we've got another solid contender in the mix locked in for the Full Cinda Cup. And to say that these drivers, you'll see them again tomorrow night, possibly, if they make it through tonight's Mini Coke 100 Sprint Qualifier with the Cup Series. So stay tuned. It might be a little bit before I get all the cars lined up. I haven't really added the cars into the game, but these drivers are going to be vying for some Cup action tomorrow night and hoping to maybe put themselves in a position to go fight for the win tomorrow as well. But this race is won by Ralph Oberstadt, and that is not a joke. That is not a meme. Ralph Oberstadt is the winner of this race. First time winning in Bridge to Cup. First time winning ever in Sigma competition. He's going to enjoy this one here tonight. Celebrate in style here in Phoenix. Points I'll hopefully get scored up soon too. I know I've been kind of frantic and like a chicken with its head cut off lately, but we are getting to the home stretch. 11 races left in the Bridge to Cup series. We'll be crowning a champion come August at this point, and it's going to be an exciting championship push for the 2026 Bridge to Cup title. Yeah, 11 races to go. It's crazy. Where has the year gone? It's been flying by here. And feel free to screenshot this one, Ralph, as this is your first ever victory screen in Sigma Cup history.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
Bringing the Dale Earnhardt Wheaties car to victory lane. More than likely one of many for this talented driver in the wings of the KBM stables. – 20 years of trying. Got the Dale Earnhardt car. Did it with Dale Earnhardt on the car. How neat. That was a good one, folks. Phoenix did not disappoint. Kind of some weirdness in the midst of the race there where everyone was trapped a lap down. Then everyone else got back on the lead lap and treated us to an excellent finish here tonight with a little bit of shenanigans, but we were able to free ourselves of some of those shenanigans. And I think we should be on for a good Coke 600 tomorrow night. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast, and stay tuned on the server for more updates as we get ready for the Mini Coke 100 here tonight. We'll see you in the next stream. This is Jakester signing out.